Today, I'm talking about creating depth in the frame by lighting the foreground, middle ground, and background. So let's break down this frame by focusing on each layer and how I use lighting and framing to add more depth and make the image appear more 3D. The easiest way to add depth is to introduce foreground elements. Here, I just position my shoulder in the edge of the screen. Just make sure that the foreground is appropriately lit and positioned. I just use the natural ambience coming from the window on the side. You don't need to do much with the background. Most of the time it's going to be out of focus, and all you need to do is lift up the ambience level. I aimed the Ulanzi's small 40-watt light with a reflector into the ceiling, spreading light across and around the room, giving it a nice overall level of light ambience. How you light the background is up to you. Adding splashes of hard light across the background is a popular method. So is introducing practical lights against the walls or framing edges of windows into the frame. You'll probably spend most of your time lighting the middle ground. This is where your actor will most likely be positioned. I kept this setup pretty simple. Already, there was a nice natural soft light from the side of the window, which was wrapping levels around the face. I could have just left it at that, but I felt the exposure was a bit down. To add more level, I bounced another Ulanzi 40-watt light into a light bridge reflector. This gave it a harder light that was aimed at the side of the actor. The mobility of this light enabled me to place this light source into the shower safely. And since it weighs less than 500 grams, it's easy to rig and position into small and difficult places. It also has a bicolor option, so I was able to warm the light to replicate the sun. I like to use hard light as much as possible. I think it gives a level of realism and interest. Pair this with another soft light and you can get some really dynamic images. The images looked good, but I wanted to fill in the shadow side a bit more, so I brought a white bounce board on the left of screen, which was reflecting the light back into the subject. You can control how much level of fill you want by moving the board either further away or closer to the subject. I also added a small Ulanzi RGB LED tube light in the wardrobe. I felt it was a bit too dark there. This tube light was pointing directly out, which also gave some exposure as I walked past. Finally, I used the Phantom LUTs Arri Neutral Legacy LUT to grade the video, only adjusting the colours slightly in Color Finale. I added some grain as well and a bit of desaturation. It's important to consider all layers of the frame when lighting. Lighting just the middle ground is not always going to give you the most complete image. You need to adjust the background and foreground levels to have an even and realistic image that hides the appearance of artificial light sources. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you and see you next time.